Hello everyone, Saida here. So this video is going to be touching upon affirmations. Okay, so I wanted to talk about affirmations because affirmations have actually been very helpful to me during my spiritual process. I feel like they've really helped me to reprogram my mind and help me to open up my experience and help to improve my life overall. So when we speak about affirmations, what an affirmation is basically a statement. It's a statement like I am love, I am light, I am abundant, I am always provided for, something like that. But basically what you're doing when you're stating an affirmation is you're reprogramming your mindset. So you're shifting your thoughts to be centered upon these statements. And I personally like to do my affirmations in the morning. I feel like it really helps to set the tone for the day. And when I do my affirmations, I like to do my affirmations set upon certain themes. So whether it be love, whether it be abundance, whether it be health, I like to do affirmations centered upon different themes. So with my experience with affirmations, I noticed something when I was doing my affirmations at the start. And I noticed that with certain affirmations that I was doing, I felt a sense of resistance to some of the affirmations. Like some of them I was like, I don't know. It was hard because for me, it almost felt like a disbelief. And how I knew it was disbelief was because I felt kind of like in my stomach, my midsection area, I felt a sense like I was being squeezed. So for me, any kind of tightness, I can't speak today. Any kind of tightness for me is resistance. So restriction is resistance for me. And for me, I knew that that was a red flag because that told me that if I was having resistance to what I was affirming, it wasn't going to be useful to me. So something needed to change. And that was very revealing because it revealed to me that there was something that needed to be explored. So the same goes for you. If you're attempting to do affirmations and you're feeling a sense of resistance or a sense of restriction, there's a deeper issue there, something that needs to be explored much further. And when we think about affirmations, or we're talking about affirmations here, we're talking about statements that reprogram the mind. And when we think of the mind, we tend to think of thoughts. We tend to associate the mind with thoughts. But from what I've noticed with my experience, the mind isn't just thoughts. I like to think of the mind as kind of being like our hard drive. So it's like our hard drive that has all these different things programmed into it. And it affects the way we see ourselves and it affects the way we see the world. So if we program our personal hard drive, we can ultimately change the way we experience the world. So when we're talking about our thoughts and shifting our thoughts, when you think about a thought, when we're talking about thoughts here, a thought tends to be triggered by different things. A thought tends to be triggered by our beliefs, our many different beliefs based on many different things. And our beliefs tend to be centered or formed by our experience. And we as human beings have so many experiences. But I noticed that the experiences that really change and shift us the most are those negative experiences. So the experiences that have been the most painful, the most emotional, okay? And emotions are a big one, okay? So if we're trying to shift our mindset and we're trying to shift our thoughts and we're having resistance to that, we have to see what beliefs we have that are centered around our experiences and what emotions are causing us to have that resistance. Okay, so I personally believe that our thoughts can be weighed down by our emotions. I feel that emotions are a lot heavier than thoughts. So if we're trying to shift our thoughts, but our emotions that are connected to our experiences are weighing us down because we're still attached to something that's happened to us before, and then we formed a belief based on that, like that's the heavy thing. That's what we need to clear out. Okay, and that could be done in a lot of ways, but I'm a big believer that we need to shift our emotions. We need to pay attention to, well, we have to shift our emotions, but we have to pay attention to them first. We have to acknowledge our emotions, and we have to embrace them. A lot of people try to resist them, and that's never a good thing, because we don't want to go there. We don't want to feel the heaviness. You just want to feel happy all the time. But do you really want to feel happy all the time? Do you really, I don't know. That sounds kind of boring. We're human beings, so we really need to embrace the complexity of our experience here. So I personally feel that if we can acknowledge our experiences, if we can acknowledge our emotions, allow ourselves to feel them to the core of our soul and in the depths of our existence, and we can acknowledge ourselves for who we are and be accepting of that, I feel that we can change our experience in the long run, for the long term. Okay? So for me, I feel that affirmations have been very revealing in that way, because anytime I have felt a sense of resistance, it caused me to dig deeper into myself to see what my beliefs were, how my beliefs were created by the experiences that I had. And it allowed me to forgive the past, to experience those emotions and then forgive the past, to release the past and move on. Now, it took a lot of time and it took, some energy and really paying attention to my soul, my intuition, and then also some surrendering and releasing to get there. But ultimately, I noticed really profound long-term changes. And now I can do those affirmations and not feel that sense of heaviness and resistance that I felt before. Okay, so I feel like this is something that I just wanted to share because I felt like it was very important. I don't know if I've seen anyone touch upon this before, but I also don't watch a ton of videos on YouTube, so I don't know. But I feel like this is something very important for people to know if they are desiring to change their mindset, to shift the paradigms and all that stuff, to have that perspective, okay? So I hope this video was helpful for you, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you around for the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.